If you've turned on television or scrolled through social media lately, you've seen the headlines about the miracle weight loss injections. These new medications have completely taken over the conversation around weight loss. And while the science behind these hormone mimics is fascinating, it has left millions of women over 50 feeling like they only have two choices: struggle with menopause weight, gain forever, or sign up for a lifetime of expensive, side effect, heavy prescriptions. But what if I told you that you already have a weight loss pharmacy inside your own gut? What if I told you that your body is biologically designed to produce its own GLP-1? The exact same hormone those shots are trying to imitate. And the only reason you aren't feeling its effects is because of your hormonal volume. And this has been turned down to zero. So today I'm going to show you how to turn that volume back up. And we're going to look at the natural GLP reset. I'm going to show you the specific nutritional codes that unlock your body's built-in satiety system so that you can stop the constant food noise, stop the late-night cravings, and finally start working with your biology instead of fighting against it. So by the end of this video, you'll understand how to activate your own weight loss hormones using nothing but the food on your plate. To understand how to fix this, we first have to understand what GLP-1 actually is and why it seemingly disappears when you hit 50. Think of GLP-1 as a high-speed messenger. Now, this messenger lives in your gut, specifically in the cells called L cells. Every time you eat, these cells are supposed to sprint up to your brain and deliver a specific message. And it is, the fuel has arrived. We have plenty of energy. You can stop the hunger signals and start the fat-burning process. So, when you're 25, that messenger was an Olympic sprinter. It was fast, it was loud, and your brain heard it instantly. You'd eat a meal, feel satisfied, and not think about food again for 5 or 6 hours. But then menopause happens. As your estrogen levels drop, it's like that messenger has run through a waist-deep swamp to get to your brain. It's slow, it's muffled, and by the time the message arrives, you've already gone back to the kitchen for seconds or thirds. The new medications on the market work by acting as a hormone mimic. They essentially provide an artificial version of this messenger. But as a nutritional coach, I want to show you how to wake up your original messenger. Why does the messenger get lost, or the message get lost, in the first place? It's a combination of two biological roadblocks: insulin static and the microbiome depletion. So let's look at insulin static first. I want you to imagine your brain like it's listening to a radio station GLP-1. And this is the station that tells you when you are full. In menopause, your body becomes naturally more resistant to insulin. This means your insulin levels stay higher for longer. High insulin creates static on that radio station, and your gut is screaming, "We are full!" But your brain cannot hear anything because of the static of the high insulin. And this is why you can eat a massive dinner and still feel like you need a little something sweet. 20 minutes later, your brain literally didn't get the memo. The second roadblock is microbiome depletion. We now know that your gut is actually a hormone factory. There is a very specific strain of bacteria called Akkermansia. Now, this bacteria is the manager of your GLP-1 production. It literally tells your gut cells to get to work and release the messenger. However, research shows that as estrogen declines, the diversity of your gut bacteria often takes a massive hit. If you lose your Akkermansia, you lose your manager. And without the manager, the GLP factory shuts down. So, how do we restart the factory? How do we clear the static? And it's not about eating less. It's about nutritional biohacking. And I'm going to give you 3 sprints you need to start today to reactivate the system. So let's talk about the first shift, the fiber, protein, fat stack. Most people think that fiber is just staying regular. I want you to throw that idea away. And in the context of your natural weight loss hormones, fiber is the trigger. It's not just any fiber. We're looking for fermentable prebiotic fiber. Think of this fiber as a raw material for your GLP-1 factory. Now, when you eat things like artichokes, slightly green bananas, leeks, or chicory root, you are sending raw materials down to your gut bacteria. Those bacteria ferment that fiber and turn it into short-chain fatty acids. Stick with me, I know it's a little sciencey. Now, these acids are the literal on-switch for your internal GLP-1 production. And here's the secret. Fiber alone isn't enough at 50 to make that signal stick. You must stack it with 30 grams of protein and a healthy dose of monosaturated fat, like avocado or extra virgin olive oil. The protein triggers a secondary hormone that works alongside GLP-1, and the fat slows down the gastric emptying, which is a fancy way of saying the food stays in your stomach longer. This physically keeps those fullness sensors pressed down. So when you use the stack, you aren't just creating a meal, you are also sending a coordinated hormonal strike to your brain that says, we are safe, we are fueled, turn off the hunger. Now, this mimics the effect of the shots, but it does it using your body's natural pathways. Let's talk about shift number 2, feeding the manager the Akkermansia support. So if your GLP-1 factory manager, that Akkermansia bacteria, is understaffed, you need to recruit more. And this can take just a pill. This cannot take just a pill to fix overnight. You have to feed the workers who are already there. Akkermansia loves something called polyphenols. These are the dark, vibrant pigments found in foods like pomegranate, cranberries, Concord grapes, and green tea. I want you to think of polyphenols as the microbiome fuel. So when you consume these, you're selectively feeding the bacteria responsible for your weight loss hormones. Imagine your gut is a garden. Most diet foods like pouring bleach in the garden, and they kill the good and the bad. But when you eat these deep reds and purples, you are like a master gardener specifically fertilizing the plants that produce the satiety hormones you need. So within a few days of consistent polyphenol intake, your gut diversity begins to shift, and that messenger starts getting faster and more reliable. Let's talk about shift number 3, the glucose buffer strategy. So remember the insulin static we talked about? If you want your brain to hear the GLP-1 signal, you have to turn down the static. The best way to do that is to buffer your blood sugar response. Every time your blood sugar spikes, insulin follows. And every time insulin spikes, your natural GLP-1 is suppressed. To fix this, I want you to implement the vinegar first protocol. 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in a tall glass of water before your largest meal of the day can blunt your blood sugar spike by as much as, get it, 30%. Think of the vinegar as a shield for your metabolism. It slows down the breakdown of starches into sugar and gives your body more time to process the fuel without needing a massive keys in the lock insulin surge. By keeping your blood sugar stable, you keep the radio lines clear so that your natural GLP-1 can finally tell your brain it's time to burn fat instead of storing it. So if you're looking for the exact roadmap to implement this, the specific food stacks, the mineral timing, and the daily checklists, I've put together a 10-day woman-friendly weight loss reset. Many of my clients find that doing these three of these short sprints in a single month provides the best momentum and feedback for their body. The link is in the description. Now I want you to take a moment and imagine what it feels like to live without food noise. Imagine being able to sit in a room with a plate of cookies and not even want one because your brain is genuinely, biologically satisfied. This isn't a pipe dream. This is what a functioning GLP-1 system feels like. The weight gain you've been experiencing isn't because you're getting old or because you've lost your edge. It's because your internal communication system is broken. You've been trying to solve a hormonal problem with a willpower solution, and that will never work. You don't need a miracle shot. You need a biology reset. You need to provide your gut with new materials it needs to do the job it was designed to do. So when you stop starving yourself and you start feeding the messenger, your body will respond. Your energy will return, the brain fog will lift, and the stubborn weight will finally begin to move. Stop guessing and start coaching your chemistry. You have the power to turn your own weight loss pharmacy back on. It starts with the very next meal you eat. If you're looking for the exact roadmap to implement this, I've put together a 10-day women-friendly weight loss reset. Many of the clients find that doing 3 of these short sprints in a single month provides the best momentum and feedback for their body. The link is in the description. Let's turn the signal back on and get you fit over 50 now.